Randy Claggett. The higher he flew, the greater his fall.
This is where I get off.
When's my funeral?
5 epic nights, space.
This is CBS.
A Fort Wayne teenager clings to life after an accidental shooting.
New developments in the campaign finance case of Mayor Win Moses.
And a rush on Ohio banks forces some institutions to close their doors.
And a verdict is reached in Fort Wayne's cocaine conspiracy trial. Details next on News 15 Nightbeat.
I thought soft contact lenses would cost a lot. Then New Vision showed me the best price in town.
I like New Vision's extended wear contacts. The ones you can sleep with.
Thanks to New Vision, I can change my eye color with tinted contacts. See?
Extended wear, daily wear, clear and in 5 colors, everything in contacts. Another reason eye care looks better when you see with New Vision.
Now, big values on daily wear, extended wear, and tinted contact lenses.
News 15, working harder for you.
This is News 15 Nightbeat with Liz Berry and Ken Owen. Maureen Tighe, Jay Higgins, and the entire News 15 team.
Good evening, I'm Liz Berry.
And I'm Ken Owen. The verdict is in tonight for 2 of the 3 defendants in Allen County's cocaine distribution trial. The jury returned late tonight after getting the case this afternoon. Guilty verdicts were handed down for Walter Rojas and Mohammed Hakanzadeh, both accused of taking part in one of the city's largest cocaine rings. The jury could reach no decision on the third defendant, Eric Ecker. The court now has 30 days to decide whether to grant Ecker a new trial. The other 2 men will be sentenced within 45 days. All 3 were arrested last year in the city's Operation Snowfort drug bust.
Mayor Win Moses says he's an innocent man and today asked that the charges against him be dropped. It was the last day to file pretrial motions in the mayor's campaign finance case. Moses is hoping, if the charges aren't dropped, that a judge will allow the results of a polygraph test to be used in court. News 15's Noreen Lauer has more.
According to motions filed today in Allen Circuit Court, Mayor Moses took and passed a polygraph test back in December. He was questioned at that time about his alleged involvement in the financing of Boris Jeremenko's 1982 run for the GOP sheriff's nomination.
I knew that I had not done anything improper. I wanted the finest of experts to question me in that regard. We did that.
The entire script of the polygraph was not made available, but parts of the test read as follows. Question: did you instruct Jeremenko and Walkley to report all contributions provided to the Jeremenko campaign? Answer: yes. Question: did you instruct anyone on your staff not to report contributions to the Jeremenko campaign? Answer: no. Question: did you lie to the grand jury? Answer: no. Question: are you attempting to withhold any information about this matter? Answer: no. The accuracy of the test is estimated at 90%. The test operator concluded, quote, the subject did not attempt deception in answering the questions listed herein. Polygraph tests, as a rule, are not admissible as evidence in a court of law. Why then should the mayor's polygraph test be any different?
Only the judge will tell us whether he thinks they are admissible. But unless we submit them for his perusal and decision, there's no hope.
In addition, attorneys for the mayor and 3 other defendants filed stacks of motions today asking that the indictments be dismissed altogether on grounds of procedural errors. The motions range from charges of deceptive grand jury selection to discrimination during the investigation. No word yet on when Special Judge Bruce Embry will rule on the motions. Noreen Lauer, News 15.
A Fort Wayne teenager is hospitalized in critical condition tonight following a shooting at a near North Side gun shop. The incident occurred at about 6:05 tonight at Bob's Militaria on North Well Street. Police say 18-year-old Robert Snyder of 1517 Howell Street and a store employee were playing with pistols when a .357 caliber handgun discharged, hitting Snyder in the face. He's listed in critical condition at St. Joseph Hospital. Police believe the shooting was accidental but are investigating. The name of the store employee has not been released. A Fort Wayne man is in police custody tonight, charged in connection with an August shooting on the city's south side. 18-year-old Connolly Cole was charged with battery and criminal recklessness for his part in the August 26, 1984 shooting of 30-year-old Mike Furks. Police say Cole shot Firks in the face. Firks was treated and released the same day from a local hospital.
Some Ohio residents found their savings accounts were off limits today. Governor Richard Celeste ordered a close sign be placed on many Ohio savings and loan institutions for the next 3 days in order to halt a wave of panic that's sweeping the state. Karen Stone has more.
In Columbus, anxious savings and loan customers were greeted with close signs.
Now I'm not going to be able to get any money for the weekend.
In Cincinnati, customers lined up with blankets and chairs were turned back after news came that Governor Richard Celeste had declared a 3-day holiday at 71 state-backed savings and loan institutions minutes before opening time. Late this afternoon, in a statewide address, the governor said he hoped his decision would stop runs on those institutions, runs that began this week and kept growing.
But the objective is to be certain that we have viable financial institutions when we reopen them, hopefully in the very near future.
The panic began after news spread that Home State Savings and Loan in Cincinnati had suffered severe losses. Home State had invested heavily in a Fort Lauderdale company, ESM Government Securities Incorporated, which collapsed. News of that prompted a run on Home State, which was forced to close Saturday. And depositors' panic spread to other institutions, those supported by the same state-supported agency that insured Home State. Ohio State Legislature this week voted to boost that fund's emergency reserves by $90 million. And one savings and loan official said his customers should not be concerned.
We've been in business here for 100 years.
But despite assurances like that and the state legislature's action, people with money frozen in the affected savings and loans remain fearful.
I won't have no money to live on except my Social Security check, and then it'll come in the first of the month.
Ohio officials say they are still looking for a buyer for the troubled Home State Savings and Loan. Meanwhile, by Monday morning, when the other institutions are scheduled to open, they hope the panic will be gone. Karen Stone, CBS News, Cincinnati.
President Reagan is looking for a new labor secretary tonight. Raymond Donovan resigned today, shortly after a New York judge refused to drop fraud and larceny charges lodged against him. Donovan and 9 other men are accused of illegally overstating how much money was paid to a minority subcontractor on a New York subway tunneling project. Donovan was the first cabinet member ever indicted while in office.
With tensions extremely high in Lebanon, U.S. officials say they will work extra hard for peace in the Middle East. At a Washington news conference, Secretary of State George Shultz said the U.S. will be sending a representative to the Mideast to push for peace. Assistant Secretary of State Richard Murphy will visit several Mideastern countries and report back on the prospects for formal peace negotiations. Meanwhile, after 23 years of military rule, Brazil has a civilian government tonight. The new government officials were installed today, but missing was newly elected President Tancredo Neves, who was recovering from emergency surgery and could not attend. A number of foreign dignitaries were on hand to witness the proceedings, including U.S. Vice President George Bush and Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega.
Coming up, Governor Orr's proposed highway budget may mean higher gas prices for Hoosiers.
And Vince Robinson takes a look at a local anti-nuclear movement, Mad Hatter style.
Layman's breaks the VCR price barrier with a Sanyo VCR with remote control for only $199.95. That's right, only $199.95 at Layman Electronics.
Which oil blends the best in salad dressing? Only Crisco oil.
You can blend a smoother dressing.
Crisco oil stays blended longer, while other oils separate quickly.
Tastes a lot of flavor.
You get a smoother blend of oil and vinegar.
Munch, munch, munch.
With Crisco oil, you get tasty, lively salads with delicious flavor in every bite.
Blend it up smoother, toss it up lively, taste a lot of flavor.
Your salads will taste great with Crisco oil.
Munch, munch, munch.
Inoculating soybeans was always a real hassle, until now. That's why I switched to Reinoc, the new free-flowing granular inoculant that's as easy as pouring it out of the bag. Simply fill the insecticide box with Reinoc, and your beans get the fresh nitrogen-fixing bacteria they need, right there in the furrow. Reinoc, easy, effective, economical.
See your dealer about Reinoc, the no-hassle soybean inoculant from Kalo.
What is that dreadful racket?
Presenting the Elite 2 homeowners policy from Nationwide Insurance. It covers things you never dreamed of.
Pardon me. Can I use your phone to call Nationwide Insurance?
Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.
Officials still don't know at this hour exactly how many people are dead from an explosion in Alto, Utah. Authorities say the blast at the gold miner's daughter restaurant was, quote, worse than we could possibly have imagined. The blast flattened one wing of the restaurant hotel complex, causing at least one death. But officials say that total will probably go higher. Although no cause has been determined, investigators say the explosion may have been triggered by propane. The city has put a price tag on the damage costs from this year's flood. Right now, officials estimate the damage total at $3 million. Of that figure, approximately $2 million is damages to public areas and $1 million is damage to private homes. While $3 million is still quite a total, city officials say without the improvements made since the flood of 1982, the damage could have been much worse.
The majority of the people here, I'm sure, should be relieved that we have saved the city from the type of disaster that we had before. And it's progress. It's not complete progress, but we have accomplished a lot, and we hope to continue this and really save the city from any damage in the future.
The Federal Emergency Management Team will be in Fort Wayne soon to assess the damage. If the federal government decides to help out, officials say the damage total could go lower.
The price of gasoline may be on its way up in Indiana if Governor Orr gets his way. Orr was in the Fort Wayne area this morning trying to gather support for his proposed $880 million 1986-87 highway budget. He says the money is needed to repair Indiana roads to continue attracting economic development. The House has already passed a budget for far short of Orr's proposal, but Orr is hoping the Senate will pass a tax increase to fund the budget. Vehicle registration fees would be affected, as well as truck taxes and gasoline taxes. The Senate is expected to discuss the issue next week.
There are rumors tonight of another takeover attempt of Central Soya. Shamrock Holdings Incorporated of Burbank, California, is reportedly looking to gain control of the Fort Wayne-based grain and food processing firm. Shamrock, controlled by relatives of the late Walt Disney, is offering $23 a share to Central Soya stockholders. Soya stock ended the day at $22 a share. The California firm says it won't move the company out of Fort Wayne or change management should it gain control. Central Soya officials have no comment on the story. But there were lots of comments flying through the air today at Gagelines Reserve. That's where more than 100 area farmers gathered for Farm Day 1985. The seminar, sponsored by 4th District Congressman Dan Coates, allowed farm owners to hear from government representatives and hash over problems currently plaguing the nation's farms. The keynote speaker of the event, former Agriculture Secretary Earl Butz, thinks America's farmers have received a lot of bad press.
I think we've done too much bad-mouthing agriculture. We've scared capital out. We've scared investors out. We've scared young men and young women out of it. Agriculture is not about to go down the tube.
A new drug that's designed to reduce the severity of heart attacks is apparently working. A nationwide study indicates 2/3 of the patients who received the clot-dissolving drug called tissue plasminogen activator have found the medication to be effective. The drug occurs naturally in the body in small amounts and is produced in large quantities by genetic engineering. If you can't bring William Schrader to his son's wedding, well, bring the wedding to William Schrader. Doctors won't let Schrader make the 90-mile trip back to Jasper, Indiana. So tonight, friends of the 53-year-old artificial heart recipient are reportedly gathered in Schrader's hospital for a mock ceremony and reception. As for the actual wedding, it will be videotaped, so Schrader won't miss it after all.
A local charitable organization will be getting $30,000 from President Reagan's inauguration fund. White House officials have notified the Matthew 25 Health and Dental Clinic that a check will be in the mail by next week. The clinic is one of 23 charitable agencies across the nation that's receiving donations from the surplus in President Reagan's inauguration fund. The Matthew 25 Clinic provides free health care to the needy. It's the only Indiana charity receiving a donation from the fund.
When we return, Maureen Tighe will have the St. Patrick's Day weather forecast.
And Jay Higgins will tell you the latest casualties in the NCAA basketball tournament.
From our family to your family, the Northeast Indiana Buick dealers are extremely proud and excited about the dramatic new 1985 family of Buicks and invite you over to our house to show off these exquisite engineered cars. From the snappy Skyhawk, Skylark, or Century to the challenging Riviera, Electra Park Avenue, or sporty T-Type Electra. And don't forget the new Somerset Regal. They make your test drive a romance with ride, handling, and comfort. See your Northeast Indiana Buick dealer today.
It's a new morning, it's a good time for two new tastes, McDonald's kind. It's a fresh new breakfast made just for you. On buttermilk biscuits, hey, count them, there's two. Sausage and egg, or bacon, egg, and cheese. Topped with fresh egg, they're made to please. New breakfast biscuits, cause it's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's.
Try a free sample size of our new bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. It's a fresh new taste for breakfast. McDonald's new bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. Try a free sample today.
It's time for Value City's annual Founders Day sale. Save 20 to 50% off comparable retail prices. Men, save on these Easy Care Classic 2-button blazers. They come in navy and gray and are only $39.90. Save on these famous Smacks jeans for boys and girls. The fancy detailing and sturdy construction make these jeans a super value at only $5.99. It's time to save during our annual Founders Day sale. Only at Value City, where you'll find better living for less.
Prices slashed at Carpetland on our entire stock. Not 5, not 10, not 20, but prices cut 25 to 50%. Watch it. 100% of our stock, everything in the store, is on sale. Your dollar buys twice as much, your dollar goes twice as far during Carpetland's prices slashed sale. Oh, and best of all, sale prices include pad and installation.
For value, selection, price, nobody beats Carpetland.
And nobody beats Maureen Tighe with the weekend weather.
It looks like it's going to be a tolerable weekend. It's not too bad out there right now. It is a little bit cool. We have a temperature of 33 degrees under clear skies currently. Our relative humidity 72%. Winds are now from the southwest at 6 miles per hour. The wind chill 27. Our barometer currently is at 30.26 and on the way down. Our high temperature today 48 degrees. The low this morning 29. We have measured no precipitation today. Across the area we have a couple reports tonight. One from DeKalb County. John and Mawitza Campbell there reported temperature of 30 degrees. And from Van Wert County, Helen Dries is reporting a temperature of 32. Elsewhere across the state, we do have clear skies overall. South Bend has a temperature of 38 degrees. Indianapolis has 39. And Evansville has 41. Our satellite shows that most of the northern part of the nation is free from clouds tonight, although we do have some cloud cover over the southeast, especially over the Florida Peninsula, and also down across the south through parts of Louisiana and Texas. That is where most of the rainfall is tonight, especially over Louisiana and Texas. Florida has some considerable thunderstorm activity there, but up to the north we have just a little bit of rain and snow reported over parts of Michigan and scattered snow way out to the west. Most of our weather, of course, is because of some nice high pressure system that's centered right over Indiana right now. That activity down to the south is just some unstable air way up in the atmosphere that's causing those showers and thunderstorms. Tomorrow, our part of the country will stay under some high pressure. That high pressure will continue to give us some sunshine. We're expecting a nice sunny day tomorrow with fairly mild temperatures. All the rain will stay way down to the south tomorrow. Temperatures across the nation today were mostly in the 50s and 60s for daytime high temperatures. The nation's high was in Fort Myers, Florida with 86 degrees. The low this morning was in West Yellowstone, Montana with 6 below. Temperatures tomorrow across the country will range from daytime high temperatures in the 30s up to the 70s. Most of the country will have daytime highs in the 50s and the 60s. We will share some of those daytime high temperatures in the 50s. We are expecting temperatures in the mid-50s, so good weather coming up. We will have the forecast when we come back.
For you kids out there, and we mean kids of all ages, Burger Dairy has a brand new ice cream. Burger's new chocolate peanut butter cup ice cream. Come on, be a kid again. You're gonna love it.
When I opened my Every Tuesday account at Summit Bank, I received this gold MasterCard free. It gives me extra life insurance, a line of credit, and a lot of help when I travel. There's no annual fee, as long as my Every Tuesday account remains active. My Every Tuesday account gives me the high interest I want, and this gold MasterCard.
Every Tuesday, targeted to provide an annual yield consistently higher than the money funds rate. Available only at Summit Bank, member FDIC.
Was this hamburger just made?
It looks old.
No one asked if a fine wine was just made. And you see, a fine wine has to be aged. The longer it sits, the better it is.
But
you must think of what you see here as our wine cellar.
But I don't want one.
A fine cheese has to be aged also. Think of the classic French camembert. Paris, Marseille, the mountains of France.
Am I not explaining myself right?
At Wendy's, our hamburgers are always served fresh, hot off the grill. The others can't promise that.
At Jack DeHaven Chevrolet, we're doing business the right way by ordering extra shipments of the Chevy car and truck models you want at a price nobody can beat. This month, DeHaven Chevrolet has durable C10 half-ton Chevy pickups in stock for just $7,995, and America's best-selling automobile, Cavalier, at a new low $6,895. The best car and truck deals in Fort Wayne are on the west side of town. So come out today. DeHaven Chevrolet, 5200 Illinois Road.
Plenty of sunshine is expected across the area tomorrow. Daytime high temperatures will be mostly in the 50s, a few in the 60s as you see, but until then we are expecting some cool temperatures. Clear skies tonight with a low temperature of 30. For tomorrow, an excellent day, mostly sunny, a high of 55. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, a low of 30 is expected, and for Sunday, mostly cloudy, a high of 40 degrees. The extended forecast does call for fair weather to continue and warmer toward midweek. We are expecting daytime high temperatures in the 60s, so it's going to feel a lot more like spring.
That sounds great. Have a good weekend, Maureen. A child's play is being turned into an adult lesson. Fort Wayne residents tonight got a learning experience that turned out to be entertaining at the same time. News 15's Vince Robinson reports on how the issue of nuclear war is being presented in a new way.
Alice in Blunderland changes a children's story, Alice in Wonderland, into an allegory about a very serious issue, nuclear war.
War isn't good, and we want to show the people that peace is better than war. It shows how all the different types of people, what they think about nuclear war. It shows people who all they care about is money, people who think other people will take care of it, and people who just plain don't care.
This is actually a revival of sorts. This group, the Peace Players of Fort Wayne, performed the show last fall. They got the idea after seeing the play done elsewhere.
It's humorous, it's engaging, and it's not frightening. This issue is such a huge thing that it frightens many people.
It's sort of fun to watch, and it teaches people in the same way.
The 40 cast and crew members are from 12 local churches. It's a community effort, but more than that, it's a family effort with parents and children and brothers and sisters getting involved.
The children are now interested to say, what is this play about? Different stages of learning, certain different ages understand different parts of the play. So by the families being together, they really had a chance to discuss it, share it with their immediate family and even other friends in the community.
4 more Fort Wayne performances are scheduled. The troupe will also travel to Huntington and South Bend, and if this series proves as successful as the first, more shows will probably be planned. Vince Robinson, News 15.
Sports is next. Stay with us.
This versatile Toyota cargo van has 155 cubic feet of cargo space to put to work. It's garageable and turns on a dime. Because it has the best MPG of any minivan, the average daily fuel cost is just $2.24, about the cost of 1 long stem rose, 2 pounds of 10-penny nails, a brass elbow joint, or a can of shaving cream. Make a smart cargo van business deal at your Toyota dealer now. How you put it to work is your business.
How can you beat this price? Rogers USDA Choice beef round steaks just $1.48 a pound. And save on all-purpose gold medal flour, 5-pound bag, only 79 cents. Then coffee and cake. Delicious Maxwell House coffee, 1-pound can, all grinds, just $2.29. And Betty Crocker's super moist cake mixes, 18-ounce box, a low 69 cents. Save even more with double coupons up to 50 cents at Rogers Friendly Markets.
Curtis Mathis's 5 to 40% off sale.
Truckloads of Curtis Mathis on sale.
Plus demo, scratch, pre-lease, and floor models.
Color TVs 5 to 40% off and get up to $300 cash allowance and trade and payments as low as $9.86 a month.
Stereos 5 to 40% off and free headphones and audio tape.
Video recorders 5 to 40% off plus a lifetime membership in the air's largest movie library.
And up to 200 free movie rentals included.
Buy, lease, or rent to own 90 days, same as cash, instant approval.
All with the Curtis Mathis 4-year warranty now through Saturday at Curtis Mathis.
Fashion, technology,
business,
health.
The CBS Morning News. Watch it in the morning, use it all day.
As promised, Jay Higgins here with a look at sports and good news for IU fans.
That's right. They certainly started the postseason better than they played during the regular season, Liz. The Indiana Hoosiers opened 85 postseason play tonight at home against Butler in the first round of the National Invitation Tournament. Going right to the highlights. First quarter action tied 4-4. Butler's Chad Tucker hits the 15-footer to put the Bulldogs up early. But Butler's lead is short-lived. Here's Stu Robinson. He hits on the short jumper for 2 IU points. On the fast break, Steve Alford does a little dribbling, banks it in off the glass for 2 more. He led IU game high 26. It was the first time the two teams have met in since 1973, Bob Knight's first year at IU. It was a frustrating night for Butler. Alford steals and he passes to Robinson. Steve Isle, the Jamaroo there, as the final from Assembly Hall. We see Indiana winning 79-57. In other NIT games tonight, there were 2 others. Checking the scoreboard, it was Richmond over Fordham. 3 others, I should say. Clemson losing to Tennessee Chattanooga 67-65. Richmond over Fordham 59-57. And Lamar beat Houston 78-71. First round action in the NCAA basketball tourney concludes tonight. Big Ten champ Michigan opened against Farley Dickinson in the Southeast Regional. The Wolverines had a rough go of things early. Farley Dickinson with good ball movement here. They work it into the wide open man underneath for 2. Michigan was down by 10 with 14 minutes left in the game. Here Farley works the 2-on-1 after breaking the press. Right there goes the long pass and the bounce over to the guy that scores it right off the glass. But Michigan fought off the upset bid. Antoine Gilbert drives the baseline. Robert Henderson with the rebound and the follow. He also draws the foul. Then Gilbert moves it again underneath. He passes to Leslie Rockymore. He scores. The final from Dayton, Michigan 59, Dickinson 55. Michigan wins its 17th straight. In the East Regional, DePaul's Joey Meyer experienced NCAA play for the first time as a head coach. The Blue Demons up against the Syracuse Orangemen. DePaul works it around pretty well early in the game. Dallas Comegys with the slam right there. But the Orangemen came back on the break. Pearl Washington and Brown on the break for Syracuse. Inside to Ronnie Cycli for the jam. 2 more for the Orangemen. Cycli wide open. Doing a good job, almost bringing the backboard down with him. Great pass here from Comegys results in another 2 for DePaul. But Syracuse came on back. The final from Atlanta tonight, Syracuse 70, DePaul 65. Tyrone Corbin 17 for DePaul. Pearl Washington led Syracuse with 23. Elsewhere in NCAA tournament action from around the country today, it was Illinois 76-57 over Northeastern. Georgia 67-59 over Wichita State. At halftime, Georgia Tech leads Mercer 41-25. Navy upended L.S.U 78-55. In OT, Maryland just got by Miami of Ohio by 1. In the second, Dayton leads Villanova by 1. In the Midwest Regional, Memphis State upended Penn 67-55. Alabama Birmingham by a bucket over Michigan State. Boston College by 2 over Texas Tech. Duke and Pepperdine just getting underway out west. North Carolina State 65-56 over Nevada Reno. Texas El Paso 79-75 winners over Tulsa. In the second, VCU leads Marshall 67-48. And my Arizona Wildcats playing Alabama later on right here on Wayne TV, Channel 15 and CBS. That gets underway at 11:30. On the NBA hardwoods, a full slate of games to tell you about. It was Philadelphia 119-110 over New York, 120-114 Washington over Houston. Boston upended Cleveland. Chicago dumped Phoenix. In the fourth, Dallas leads Denver. At halftime, it's KC by a bucket over Utah, San Antonio and the Lakers, Golden State and Portland getting underway to late starters out on the West Coast. At Northrop High School tonight, there was a pep rally to raise enthusiasm for tomorrow's basketball semi-state tournament. The Bruins meet Michigan City Rogers at 11 a.m. That contest will immediately be followed by the Marion-Warsaw game. The 2 winners clash tomorrow night at 8 for a chance to advance to the Final Four in Indianapolis. The IPFW Volley Dons resumed their chase for the MIVA title tonight at home against league foe Ball State. The Volley Dons currently ranked 10th nationally, the Cardinals 9th. Going right to the highlights, Volley Dons serving here, a great block. Lauren Gebert with a nice save coming up here for IPFW, but the Cardinals get the side out on the drop shot. The final from the multi-purpose building, Ball State wins it in 4, 15-13, 13-15, 15-5, 15-8. Ball State now 15-9, 3-0 in the conference. IPFW 13-5, 1-2 in the league. A bad news final tonight, Ken and Liz. The Comets starting a 6-game road trip. They were down to Milwaukee by a score of, I don't know, they were down by at least 4 goals. Milwaukee holds on to win 9-7. Lots of scoring in that one.
Thank you, Jay. And that's our report. NCAA basketball action is next.
Join Lisa Price for the News 15 Weekend Report tomorrow night at 6 and 11. Until then, thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Stay tuned now for the NCAA basketball playoffs coming up next here on Channel 15.